Delta Safari first debuted back in September of 2022. So today I want to take a look back at all of the shorts that I've done since I debuted the channel, and I'm going to whittle it down to the top 5 most popular shorts ever on Delta Safari. I'm your host, Stu Donald. Let's head to the Delta. Number 5. Towards the end of the Civil War, an ordnance depot in federally occupied Mobile exploded, resulting in over 300 deaths, both military and civilian. The magazine was located on Beauregard Street and contained approximately 200 tons of shells and powder. A reporter from the Mobile Morning News described the scene as one of chaos, with bursting shells, flying timbers, bales of cotton, horses, men, women, and children mingled and mangled into one immense mass. He noted the bravery of both soldiers and citizens who worked together to rescue those trapped in the rubble. Fires raged, devastating the northern part of the city, completely destroying an antebellum neighborhood that rivaled New Orleans' famous French Quarter. 2 ships on the Mobile River were sank by out-of-control ordnance, and a man standing on a wharf several blocks away was blown into the river. Though northern newspapers tried to blame some mythical gang of rogue Confederates, the fault almost certainly fell on the federal troops tasked with overseeing the facility. Prior to the event, there had been many reports of carelessness by workers handling the live ammunition. Number 4. The fourth and final member of the South Dakota-class battleships was the USS Alabama, which was commissioned in 1942. After a brief deployment to support the British home fleet in protecting convoys to the Soviet Union, the Mighty A was sent to the Pacific Theater, where she was a key player in the capture of the Gilbert Islands. In 1944, the Alabama was also integral in Allied victories in the Marshall Islands, the Mariana and Palau Islands, the battles of the Philippine Sea and Leyte Gulf, as well as bombardments of Japanese positions throughout the Pacific. Known as the heroine of the Pacific, the BB-60 would earn 9 battle stars during World War II and was the only American ship to receive an honor from the former Soviet Union for its actions in protecting the Russian fleet. She would stand down from active duty in 1947 and would be retired from the reserve fleet in 1962. The USS Alabama Battleship Commission was formed in 1963, and thanks in part to the school children of Alabama, would find her final home in Mobile Bay, serving as a museum. Number 3.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to the kitchen chair, she broke your throat and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Number 2. On September 22, 1993, Amtrak Sunset Limited was en route from Los Angeles to Miami with 220 passengers and crew. It passed through Alabama's Mobile-Tensaw Delta just north of Mobile. Around 2:45 a.m., a barge pushed by the towboat Ma Villa made a wrong turn on the Mobile River and entered the Big Bayou Canal, a channel of water closed to commercial boat traffic. The barge struck the bridge, damaging the structure, but not enough to trigger the track circuit controlling the bridge's safety countermeasures. 8 minutes later, the Sunset Limited crossed the bridge and slammed into the displaced span, which caused the bridge to collapse. The engine dove nose first into the bank, while the rest of the train plunged into the bayou and burst into flames. Despite the heroic efforts of first responders from several neighboring towns and those of 2 passengers, Ken Ivory and Michael Dofade, 47 people were killed and 103 more were injured, making it the deadliest train wreck in both Amtrak's and Alabama's railway history. Numero 1. The CSS Hunley, the first submarine to sink an enemy ship, was built in Mobile and launched in July 1863. She was then shipped by rail to Charleston. Colloquially referred to as the fishboat or the porpoise, the Hunley sank on August 29, 1863 during a test run. She killed all 5 members of her crew. She was later recovered and restored, then sank again on October 15th that same year, this time killing all 8 on board, including Horace Lawson Hunley, whom she was named. But it is the 3rd time the Hunley sank that is historic. In February of 1864, the Hunley sank the 1,240-ton Union sloop of war Housatonic on assignment at the Charleston blockade. The Hunley once again sank, taking all 8 members of her 3rd crew with her, and was lost until 1995 when she was finally located on the ocean floor. At 2000, she was raised and is now on display in North Charleston, South Carolina. As I have stated before, on the Delta, spring starts around mid-February, and that's where we are. We just celebrated Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras just kicked off. There are already signs of spring coming. I'm sure we've got a couple of hard freezes coming up this week, but I've seen migratory birds, redbud trees are starting to bloom. I can see buds on the azaleas. Check out this beautiful red-headed woodpecker that I caught in my yard today.
Thank you. Look out. We're going.
Hey y'all, Stu's gone and I need you to do me a favor real quick while he's not looking. Let's do a prank on him. Everybody push the subscribe and like buttons so when he comes back, there'll be like a lot of subscribe and like buttons pushed.